So when I woke up this morning, the wind was very strong. It's Saturday, so my whole family was sleeping, and the wind was blowing. The back screen door was flying open and shut, as it does when it's very windy, because see, a few months ago it broke and we haven't ever fixed it. So it just felt like the wind was everywhere. Just the wind and me and my family, and I just kept thinking, I can't do it. I'm not up for it. I can't do it. It's not enough. It's too much, and it's not enough. I'm not enough. This has been a theme for us this week. This question of being enough. I mean, especially because my partner and I, we accidentally started to think too far ahead. I mean, we started to think about weeks or even months of doing this sheltering in place, this closeness in the midst of being so far apart. We can't even go to the mountains, she lamented. We're just so here. How in the world will here be enough? You know, like all the kids across the district this week, our kids went back to school, except they didn't go back anywhere. They are here too. And we are their teachers, or like their monitors, their counselors, their guides on this path that is completely uncharted. All the while we're working full-time jobs that have totally changed and require things like video editing skills, and also trying to keep the house like from sinking all out into chaos. How is it that somehow every room is suddenly like the kitchen and the laundry room and the office, like all mixed together? Like every room has merged into one single multi-purpose experience. And at the end of the week, we realized that we ran out of chips and ice cream. It was awful. I mean, there's definitely not enough chips or ice cream. In the midst of this, all I can think is like, how in the world are we ever gonna be enough? When I think about all of you in your own homes and your own stories, I imagine we all have our versions of this question of enough. For those of you that are living alone, it's like, will there be enough company, enough comfort, enough care? And will these screens ever really be enough to abate the loneliness? I mean, what about touch? The touch of hands on shoulders, the touch of your hands on other hands. Maybe you have a pet nearby. Will their touch be enough? Yesterday, my friend sent me a picture of her baby walking, and everything in me just had this great sense of, I just wish I could hold that baby right now. Just hold her to me. Will there be enough touch? And if you're partnered, a whole other version of this question, because in addition to being apart, you're also really close. So is your relationship strong enough for this much closeness? Will you have enough patience? Enough things to talk about? And for many of us now, like as the job losses start to pile up or the stock market continues to plummet, we wonder truly, like, will there be enough money? enough food, enough medicine. So the wind was blowing this morning, and the branches were moving outside my window, and I just kept feeling this question of, will there be enough? Will I be enough? And that's when I started to think about the prophet Elijah. I know, it's what you would think of too, right? Of course, you would think of Elijah. But I thought of the prophet Elijah, the great prophet Elijah, because of this one moment in the Hebrew Bible when Elijah is searching for God. And in this moment, and just the way that I think about searching for God is that sense of searching that for the answer to that question of enoughness, like that searching for a sense that there will be enough, that for sure there is enough of everything, that we could never be alone, that we are held in love just as we are. So Elijah was searching for this feeling of feeling enough. When there was suddenly a great wind, that's why I thought of it. There was a great wind. It was so strong it split mountains. But we're told that Elijah did not find God in that wind, or in the shaking earth, or even in the fire that came after that. In none of these things did Elijah find God. God was in what happened after. Elijah experienced God in the sound of sheer silence. The sound of sheer silence. That's a paradox, right? Because if there's a sound, then it can't be silent. But also, it's this sense of what is always there. This sound that is not a sound, this presence that is not a presence. It reminds me how in this moment where we wonder if anything is enough, that actually we have access to everything. The enoughness that is because ultimate. Here we can only surrender to what is already true. We can only surrender to what is already true. That is how much we need each other, and how much is out of our control. That this day is offered to us just as it is. Just here. Here is what we have. Always. Now. In this moment, already so many are sharing what they have in new and more generous ways, so that the enough that is already all is becoming more visible, more obvious. Here we are all learning how to ask for help, help, the thing we always already needed to be doing, the truth of our lives that is always already true. Here we are invited in this time that might feel like absence to feel even more presence. The love that is always and already here. That is the love that is enough for all of us. The love that is enough for today.
Are strong enough, they're strong enough, and I'm good enough. My hands are strong enough to give a love. I know that my arms are long enough.